This video has been highly requested on my socials, so I decided to take the leap and release some new informative content for you guys so that we can connect on a deeper level. So if you are interested in knowing how I lost 12 kilos in 6 months during the COVID-19 pandemic, keep watching. Hey legends! Thanks so much for tuning into my channel. If you don't know me, my name is Sarah. I'm a musician and creator, and I'm all about creating in-depth, honest content for you guys. So let's get into it. Quick disclaimer, I'm not an allied health professional. The things I'm going to talk about may or may not work for you, nor do I actually recommend that you try any of the things that I talk about today. I'm simply just giving you an insight into my weight loss journey, my personal experience, and a couple of the things I did that helped me lose 12 kilos in 6 months. I am a qualified personal trainer, but that is it. So take this with a pinch of salt, if you will. Firstly, I want to say your weight does not define you. Your worth isn't defined by your weight. You are incredible just the way you are. Social media and our current society's expectations about body weight is just ridiculous, and no one should be able to dictate what the, ideal person should weigh. I do want to say, however, there is nothing wrong with wanting to change your appearance or your weight, as long as you are doing it for yourself and nobody else. Wanting to change your appearance in any way, shape or form is personal preference. In saying that, just make sure that before you do make a decision to change anything about yourself, make sure that you are doing it for you and no one else. In this instance, I wanted to make this weight loss a goal of mine simply because of my overall health and self-confidence, and it's because what I personally wanted to do. With this video, I really wanted to make it as in-depth with as much information as possible without going on for hours and hours. So I'll touch on each point as little as I can. If you do have any questions after the video, just pop them below in the comments and I'll be able to respond to you guys. On that note, I wanted to start this video off with giving you guys, a bit of background information, because it kind of ties it all in and gives you an insight of where my weight loss journey began, as it is a very long, extensive one. So I thought I would touch on some little bits here and there just so you guys can, piece the pieces together. During my childhood and teenage years, I was really active, I was really athletic. I never had any issues about my weight or any issues surrounding my health. But my health did start to decline, just coming out of high school. And that was mainly because of an emotional trauma that I did go through during that point in my life. After that point in my life, my weight would fluctuate pretty drastically and I couldn't get to where I wanted to be physically. I would train myself into the ground because I just wanted so badly to lose the weight and become, a better version of myself, and the version of myself that I knew before everything that happened. I just wanted so badly to lose weight, and no matter how hard I trained, how clean I ate, nothing worked. I couldn't get any weight off at all. And then I'd find myself bedbound for days with absolutely no energy because I had exerted too much energy. At the time, I thought this was normal, but there were underlying factors behind it all. I have tried every fad diet and trend under the sun, and I'm telling you, don't waste your money. I've tried them all now, so none of you guys have to. Diet shakes, fat cavitation, fasting, keto diet, paleo diet. I'm telling you, they're all marketing schemes. Do not waste your money. None of them work long term, so please don't bother. Anyway, I did consult multiple health professionals about the concerns behind my weight and I guess my energy levels, but I got nowhere with those. They just tell me all the same thing, that I was fine. So if you have been in this position before, you haven't felt yourself, you're unable to lose weight, you aren't functioning how you have known to function before, then I totally understand how frustrating it can be. So at the start of this year, 2020, I decided one of my huge goals was to get down to 70 kilos in 12 months. December last year, I was at my heaviest weight, being around 85 to 80 kilos. And I really wanted to make that change, and 2020 was going to be that year. I also wanted to make 2020 about getting down to the root causes of my health and energy issues, because I had spent the last 4 years of my life seeing more specialists than you can think of, having every test under the sun and still getting the same answers from everyone being, your bloods are normal, nothing's wrong with your weight or energy, it's all in your head. I had enough. I decided to be really proactive, take control, do as much research as I could and really get down to what was going on with me, because it had been such a long time and I just wanted to be normal again. I took it into my own hands and I decided to book an overnight sleep analysis in a hospital. That was in February this year. And doing that sleep analysis gave me the final answer to everything I had been searching for the past 4 years. And unfortunately, with those test results, gave me the answers where I have now been diagnosed with chronic illnesses. As much as it does suck knowing that I have these chronic illnesses on my side now, I think the most important thing for me is I'm grateful for the diagnosis, simply because I finally have an answer. It's such a huge weight off my shoulders finally having answers, because I've searched for so long, 4+ years, trying to figure out why I wasn't myself. And I guess unfortunately, there is no cure for my diagnosed illnesses, but I have started some different medications that allow for a little respite and make me feel a little bit on the normal side, which I am really grateful for. Now, I won't go into detail about those illnesses in this video simply because they are so complex and detailed, but if you do want to know more about them, let me know in the comments below, because I may be able to release a video about them for you guys, simply because I think talking about chronic illness shouldn't be taboo. Health is such an important topic to talk about, and I'm more than happy to talk about it with you guys. So basically, what I'm trying to say in all of this is, you know your body better than anyone. If you aren't getting any answers, keep trying and keep searching. More than likely, there may definitely be some underlying factors as to why you aren't functioning how you normally would, or how you cannot lose weight. And to put it simply, as I said, you know your body better than anyone else. Anyway, so rather feeling sorry for myself and my new diagnosis, I decided I wanted to kind of take control in 2020 and try and work out ways around my chronic illness so that I could reach my goals and work out how I could get to where I wanted to be, which was to get down to that 70 kilos in 12 months. And I guess what a time to do it during a pandemic. The stars really did align for me in 2020. So enough of that, let's get into the juicy details. I guess I could ramble on forever about the typical weight loss tips and tricks, you know, exercise regularly, make sure your diet's clean. I won't bore you guys with that. If you're already implementing that kind of approach, you have an intention, a goal set, and you're still not seeing any results, then I'll let you guys know about a few things that I did that I definitely think helped me lose the weight. Now, in saying all that, the things I'm saying in this video will not work if you're not committed and not prepared to work your ass off. These little things that I'm gonna talk about aren't answers to your weight loss. These are just things that have helped me. You still need to work hard behind the scenes. So number 1, address stress and delete toxic relationships and environments out of your life. Do it today. So in March this year, I actually started by resigning from my full-time job of 5 years, not only to focus on my health, but because I realized how much of a negative impact it was having on my mental health. Being in such a toxic environment for so long was one of the reasons I had ongoing adrenal fatigue, therefore high cortisol levels, and in fact causes many things, including weight gain. So if you don't know much about hormones, cortisol, etc., basically the adrenal glands help regulate your body's response to stress. And if you're under chronic stress for long periods of time, they basically become exhausted. And that's exactly what happened to me. Toxic environments, toxic workplaces, anything toxic, get rid of it if it is no longer serving you. Also, we're still in a bloody goddamn global pandemic, so of course you're going to be naturally under stress, so be kinder to yourself during these times. I knew specifically about my high cortisol levels after I got my GP to investigate other testing that wasn't just an FBC. FBC is a full blood count, and this blood test is what you would get if you go and see your GP for a regular blood test. But I consulted with my GP and basically said I want to test further beyond a full blood count. So although my timing was pretty impeccable and I did decide to resign from my full-time job just before COVID-19 hit, I flipped the whole situation on its head and basically saw it as a major advantage for me to, I guess, use the extra time I now had to work on my health and to see how I could reach my goals faster. Number 2 is look into alternative medicine. I know this may sound a bit airy-fairy to some people, and trust me, I had my reservations before I did it. I believe that if you want to get to the root cause of something, it's in your best interest to look outside the box and explore every avenue possible. I love naturopathic medicine now simply because it treats the person as a whole and aims to heal the root cause of, I guess, illness and medical issues, and not just the symptoms, which I think is really important with your health. So I was tested for multiple things, including my pH levels, my gut, and I guess my overall body composition. As you can see in my before photo, this would be how my stomach would look daily. No matter how well I ate, I would be so bloated and inflamed to the point where, as you can see, I look pregnant. Trust me, it was so uncomfortable, and this was going on for years. I thought I would just have to live with it simply because digestive issues run in my family. So I kind of just went about my daily life putting up with it. After seeing a naturopath, my test results showed that I had a gut imbalance. That meant I had bacterial overgrowth in my small intestine. What? Firstly, I was mind blown because I didn't even know that was a thing. And secondly, I was just in awe about how much that was contributing to my stomach issues, my bloating, and my weight. Now, there are many different things that actually can contribute to small intestinal bacterial overgrowth, but if you go and see a naturopath, get your testing done, whatever they think is needed, and they will go through all the details for you. Basically, you can treat this imbalance with antibiotics. That just wasn't an option for me because the cost was so ridiculous. So I decided to go down the more natural path and do a gut cleanse with my naturopath, which they kind of personalized for me. Basically, the gut cleanse is a mix of herbs, sups, and you just take them every day. And not gonna lie, they do not taste nice at all, but I just chucked mine in my smoothie every day and you could hardly taste it. I now do a gut cleanse each year just to ensure I am remaining on top of my gut. And ever since I did that first gut cleanse, I haven't been bloated or had stomach issues. And as you can see in my photo, I no longer look pregnant, which is great. So naturopathic medicine may or may not uncover some underlying factors that you did not even know were possible. I think it's so important to look after your gut, and if you don't know much about gut health, I definitely suggest looking into the science behind the mind-gut connection. It will tell you all about the full impact of how the brain, the gut, and the microbiome work and communicate together. When that whole communication system is out of balance, it can lead to major health problems, digestive disorders, and health issues basically. So what have you got to lose? Number 3 is to level up your nutritional habits and mindful eating. I've always thought that I have been pretty on top of my nutrition, and I've worked with a nutritionist in the past, but this year I did decide to change to a dietitian, specifically because they can cater to health issues and they do specialize in specific aspects and areas, which I thought was really important for me. I don't know about you guys, but I've always kind of found myself eating something just because it's there, or eating because I'm bored. And I think most of it stems from, as a child, I guess most of us are taught if you leave food on your plate and don't eat everything on your plate, it's deemed as rude and, you know, having no manners, etc. Well, at least that's how I kind of grew up. I decided this year to really delve into that mindset and the mindful eating and really start concentrating to know when I was hungry and when I was full, and know the thoughts and behaviors behind my eating, which is really, really incredibly important. Definitely do some looking into mindful eating and prioritizing really balanced meals, because that can definitely help with your habits. I do also tend to track what I eat, what time I eat it, and how I feel after I eat it. Not at all to track calories, specifically just to give me more of an insight onto what food makes me feel good and what food doesn't. So if you do need extra guidance with your nutrition or mindful eating, seeing a dietitian definitely helps cater to your needs. I'm telling you guys, you don't need to follow fad diets or calorie count or cut carbs. I've easily been able to implement changes to my diet to help my health and my weight while not restricting any food groups. If you know me personally, you know my love for bread, my love for pasta, and my love for cheeky Macca's meal. And what I love about seeing a dietitian is, as I said before, I don't have to cut any food groups out of my diet, because I feel like it's all about balance. I know from past experience, if I restrict food groups out of my diet, it would just lead me to binging on them in the future, and then I guess erasing all my hard work. So it's all about balance, and speaking to a professional can really give you some more guidance and clarity about what works for you and your body. What I'm saying here is, it's always good to have extra knowledge on your side so that you can implement it for yourself. Number 4 is stop using that one-size-fits-all exercise plan. I'm probably going to have many people come for me after this one, and I probably have many people that don't agree with me on this, but I know I'm guilty of purchasing, a one-size-fits-all fitness program from influencers in the past and being sucked into it. And I just want to basically call it out and say it's crap. If they can't specifically cater each and every exercise and movement to you and your personal needs, do not bother. I used to train so hard, I lift heavy weights, I do all the high intensity interval training workouts under the sun, and my body would hate me for it. I would get absolutely nowhere, and I'd be putting in 110% effort each time. Obviously now with my chronic illnesses and spinal condition that I have, I need to be really incredibly careful with the different exercises I do and movements I choose for my body. Especially because of my fatigue, I have to pace myself at a different level that I've not known before. From going to these intense workouts to now, 30-minute walks a day is incredibly frustrating, but it's so good to know what works for your body, because everyone is so different. Even though I am a qualified PT and I know the basics behind workouts and exercises, I actually see an exercise physiologist specifically because he can cater my workout and my pacing strategy to my condition and my personal needs. So I think that's really important. During the pandemic, obviously we're very limited to what exercise we can do, but basically what I'm saying is start small. The only workouts I've been doing are literally 30-minute walks, 5K walks or jogs daily, some light body weight movement and stretching. As I said, start off small while we are in this pandemic, and then when everything opens up, you can consult with a professional and get a tailored program that works for you, because your body is not a one-size-fits-all type of situation. Everyone's different, everyone needs something different. The exercises you may be doing now may not necessarily be the ones that you need to do for your weight loss goals. I used to smash my body with ridiculous workouts every day. I'd get nowhere. Now all I do is a light walk and simple exercises, and I've lost all this weight. Now, don't get me wrong, I still work my ass off, and a walk and stretching may not be working your ass off to you guys, but in my situation with my chronic illnesses, trust me, this kills me. And I guess it's moving forward in the right direction though, where I can pace myself and know what exercises work for myself and my body. Number 5 is review your current medication. I'm not going to disclose what exact medications I'm on, but to put it simply, I've been on the same medications ever since I was 16, and obviously now been introduced to some new ones for my chronic illnesses. I've never really thought of reviewing my medication, but with the goals I had and the goals that I wanted to reach, it was kind of a no-brainer for me, because especially now that I think about it, when you're prescribed with medication so young, you kind of just take it and have no questions. So I really wanted to know the ins and outs of what I was putting into my body. You may think this is a bit OTT, but I want to do my own research, and I looked at everything. Everything from the drug classes, the functions, the analysis, the interactions with other medications, the mechanisms, and I even went so far as to looking into the structural formulas of each medication. Probably think this is a bit over the top, and I'm not saying that you need to be doing this. I just really wanted to get down to the basis of what I was taking. So I guess with all my new knowledge, I went and saw my GP, spoke to her about changing my current medications to ones that I had found that I thought would possibly work for me. And obviously with their opinions and expertise behind the, change. I changed my contraceptive pill and medication for my other mental illnesses. I cannot even begin to explain to you how much of a difference this made. Mentally, I felt more clarity, I felt more motivated, and naturally it resulted in weight loss. Always consult with your GP or health professional before changing any medication at all. Also, make sure you never ever alter or stop any medication without speaking to your health professional first. I guess what I'm trying to say is you never know how your medication may be affecting your body, and it is more than likely that it could be affecting you more than one way. Number 6 is self-care meditation. I have never in my life tried any type of chill out meditation method. And because I am quite a high functioning, achieving personality, and I can't really seem to just sit still and not do anything because I feel like I'm not being productive. I'm sure many of you can relate if you're like me. You just feel like you aren't being productive and you're procrastinating. But I'm telling you now, cutting through this feeling comes with practice. I literally started meditation by watching YouTube videos on how to meditate because I had no idea how to do it for one. I just knew about it. And I started with a couple minutes and started gradually moving myself up to 20 minutes, even 30 minutes. This is still such a huge work in progress for me, but doing this, I guess, each night before bed has put me in a routine and kind of helps me achieve mentally clear, emotionally calm and stable kind of mindset. Mindset is definitely one of the most important aspects in your life. Number 7 is look after your body from all different angles. As I said earlier, our bodies are complex machines. We're made up of several different systems that are all incredibly as important as each other. Saying that, I see as many specialists as I can for all different systems. I'm not saying you have to, and I totally understand if you can't because it is so costly. I just think you have one body in your lifetime. No matter what the cost may be, you should always prioritize your health above everything else. Just budget for it like I do. There are two health professionals that are vital for me. I see a physiotherapist and chiropractor as much as I possibly can. These are vital for me considering I do have a spinal injury and chronic illness. However, if you don't have any of those, that's totally fine too. I still think it's really important that you should check in with health specialists like these ones, and they can treat a variety of different things. Using a physio helps me with different rehab and mobilization techniques to make sure my body isn't so sore over time. Using a chiropractor though has definitely helped me immensely. I know there are so many mixed opinions about chiropractic treatment, especially because my parents hate me going to see a chiropractor, but I'm a big believer in it. If you don't know much about chiropractic treatment, I suggest you have a look into it. An easy way to think about chiropractic treatment is like this. Think about your nervous system as a garden hose. I know that sounds weird, but look at it like this. When there's a kink in the hose, water gets jammed, and then water's unable to flow through the hose. This is the same for your nervous system. The spinal cord is the highway for communication between the body and the brain. When the spinal cord is interfered, then the exchange of information between the brain and the other parts of the body is interfered. So this basically means parts of your body cannot function as they should or usually would. So I guess in saying this, ever since I have been regularly treated, I have no pain, other parts of my body are functioning normally, and I guess the results speak for themselves. Number 8 is set realistic goals and be kind to yourself. People, be realistic with your goals. You want to make sure that you make your goals attainable, to make sure that you do start with little wins early on to keep you motivated and keep your achievements snowballing for the long term. I know personally how easy it can be to scroll through Instagram, be inspired yet envious of what other people look like, other people's achievements, but basing your goals off what other people look like or what other people are achieving is neither productive nor practical. So stop doing it. Your goal should be your goal, something that you're personally, I guess, excited to achieve and realistically able to achieve, not someone else's. Make your goal measurable, specific, achievable, time focused. Doing this will allow you to track your progress and I guess achieve your goal in a healthy, sustainable way. Take me as an example again if you wish. I wanted to essentially lose 12 kilos in 12 months and this was achievable. I made my goal so achievable that I was able to do it in half the time. I was able to do it in 6 months. I did not expect to do this at all, but it has helped me to motivate myself to set even more goals now for the future. Just remember as well that weight loss isn't essentially just fat loss. A lot of my weight loss was actually to do with the inflammation in my body and the water retention. Now that I have some balance in my body to counteract those things happening again, I was able to drop the weight. Lastly, be kind to yourself, guys. Not only are we still in a global pandemic, which none of us have actually experienced before, fitness and weight loss are huge journeys in themselves. Yes, you may plateau, you may slip up every now and then. It's normal, we're human. Don't punish yourself for this, and I guess stop beating yourself up about it. When you do slip up or you do plateau, recognizing the reasons why it happened, and so that when that trigger comes around again at some point, you know how to deal with it and get over that hurdle. Either way, fitness and weight loss is a huge learning process. Lose the guilt and concentrate on what your next positive step is and remind yourself on what the big picture is. Anyway, I'll wrap this video up, but if you guys enjoyed this video, make sure you click the like button and give it a massive thumbs up so I know that you guys want to see more content in future. Make sure you do drop a comment below just to let me know if there are any other videos that you would like to see If you do want to keep seeing updates about my weight loss journey, make sure you follow me on Instagram, as I do post very regularly on there. Otherwise, thank you guys so much for watching this video, and don't forget, positive mindset is everything. Be kind to yourself, and yeah, I'll see you guys soon.